Welcome, Earthly Souls, to my channel, Earthly Soul Tarot. My name is Daniel, for those of you who are new here. If you're not new, welcome back, my loves. I'm so happy to see you again. Thank you for joining me today for this collective reading. And you guys, just as the title suggests, we're going to be looking into the month of August for you, the collective. So remember, some things might resonate, some things might not. And this is timeless. So although it is an August reading, some things could be a little bit delayed. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Use your own intuition. And today I'm actually going to be reading with tarot and Lenormand. Okay, so this is my first time doing a Lenormand reading for you guys. I've been kind of reading it for myself and getting familiar with the cards and stuff. And I just felt called to kind of integrate it into the reading for today. So I'm going to be doing mostly tarot, but we're going to pull some Lenormand cards for further clarification. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. Spirit, can you tell me about the energy of August for the collective? Ace of Swords, Ten of Wands, and oh, that's funny, I wish you guys could have seen that. Knight of Wands, and this card just flipped over, and that is the Ace of Wands. Okay. First of all, talk about new beginnings, okay? There's also a lot of wand energy here, so there's a lot of passion in August, okay? A lot of passionate energy. With the Knight of Wands and the Ten of Wands, I feel like there's a lot of things that you're going to be managing or going for in the month of August. You could have a lot of ideas right now and you think in August, okay, like August is when I'm gonna start. And I do see you starting these ideas, starting these projects, whatever they might be. Yeah, let's look a little bit further. Actually, we're gonna pull the Lenormand card. Spirit, what are we starting in August? What is the collective thinking about starting in August? And like I said, there could be multiple things, okay? It doesn't just have to be like one area in your life. I feel like a lot of you have multiple things going on. But yeah, let's see what the Lenormand says. Clouds. So this is confusion, uncertainty, and problems, okay? A lot of you could be thinking of ways to solve certain issues that you've been dealing with in the month of July, possibly even June as well. I don't know why I'm getting like financial problems coming up in my mind. So you could be someone that has been struggling financially. So you could be looking at like a new career, a new position, or doing something different with your finances in the month of August, okay? I'm also getting the energy of communication, especially with clouds. I feel like communication might be a little bit foggy in the month of August for some of you, specifically with family members and or romantic relationships, like partners, people that you live with. I think there's going to be a little bit of like miscommunication going on, possibly some arguments as well, disagreements. I'm kind of seeing you like not looking eye to eye with someone or with a group of people. What else is coming up in August? The Empress, okay? Spirit, what can you tell me about the Empress? A lot of you could be moving on to something, Ace of Cups, to something very independent. And the Page of Cups right next to the Ace of Cups. That's interesting. We've already pulled 3 aces in this reading. So definite confirmation that a lot of you are starting a new journey of some sorts. I think some of you might even go off by yourself. I don't know why I'm seeing somebody like leaving like stability and going out to venture into the world. I don't know, that sounds dramatic, but that's really what I'm getting. With the Empress, you could also be thinking about starting your own business. I'm seeing somebody becoming very financially free and financially independent as well. So you could be walking away from someone that is financially supporting you. But with the Ace of Cups, this feels very fulfilling. It feels like something that you were meant to do for a very long time, and you're finally starting to, step out and listen to your intuition. With the Page of Cups, I feel like a lot of you, you're going to feel like your inner child is coming out to play this month in August. I don't know, there's just like a very refreshed feeling, like you get to start again. And I don't know, that feels very beautiful. I don't know what this could be about. For some of you, it could be career, finances. For some of you, you could be stepping out into a new relationship or a new environment. No matter what the energy is, though, I feel like it's rooted in the same idea that this is something that you know you were meant to do. And you're finally listening to yourself. You're listening to your spirit guides, and you're listening to your heart, to your intuition, which is very beautiful, my loves. That's always going to bring you rewards. So what are we stepping into in August, Spirit? What are we stepping into? Four of Pentacles is coming up. Let's get one more. A lot of you could be very, obviously since, okay, and the Ten of Cups came up as well. Very beautiful energy. I think a lot of you for sure are going to be very tight with your money in August. Not in a bad way, just in a way where you know you have to save because you made a really major change. I feel like a lot of you are moving as well. And so you're kind of saving up. The Four of Pentacles, I do see you also, like, apart from finances, I see you being a little bit closed off to something, okay, with the Ten of Cups. But I'm hearing, since the Ten of Cups came up, I'm hearing, like, you don't need to be closed off, okay? You don't need to be scared, is what I'm hearing. You don't need to be scared of being vulnerable, especially if this has to do with a new person or new energy. If you stepped into a new relationship or a friendship, it could be platonic. Don't be afraid to open up. Don't be afraid to show your true self. I'm hearing don't repeat the cycle, okay? Don't repeat the cycle. So don't hold back. Spirit, what do we need to not hold back on? Yeah, the Three of Swords. I think a lot of you are holding back because you're afraid of getting your heart broken again, or you're afraid of something disappointing you. Maybe you're afraid of judgment. I don't know. But yeah, again, don't go back to that same cycle. You know what I mean? I think if you are starting a connection with someone or a relationship with somebody, make sure that you are starting it on the right foot. You don't want to, begin the relationship with an energy of like fear or holding back, or like you're not being your true self, okay? Remember, the more authentic you are, the more things that align with you, you will attract, okay? Let's hop on over to the Lenormand deck and see what we can get from this deck. Yeah, the Rider card. This is certainly a new beginning for a lot of you. For a lot of you, you're starting something new, okay? There's also, and you're also getting Pentagram, which is protection, harmony, and balance. Okay, so I want to say also with the Rider, I tend to read it kind of similar to the Fool in the tarot card, in the tarot deck, because of, it being the first card, and it feels very like someone's going out into the night and starting a new journey. It does also have to, it mainly represents news, messages, guests. I'm kind of seeing this as, again, I think a lot of you are jumping into a new relationship, I will say, because I'm seeing this guest as somebody that is coming in to show you love, or to show you some type of reality that you've been missing out on, okay? I feel like that's what the message is from this person. It's a message of self-love. It's a message of protection. Somebody could be coming into your life to really show you how spiritually protected you are. Even if it's not romantic, this could be a friend, it could be a mentor, but somebody is going to be opening you up to the idea of you being spiritually aligned and protected. This person is also going to bring you a lot of peace, okay? A lot of peace, a lot of balance in August as well. So yeah, keep an eye out if you meet somebody new in August and you get like that feeling that there's just like some like lesson to be learned. You know how sometimes you can look at somebody and just, that they're somehow going to teach you a lesson? I feel like that's what it's going to be with this person or with this energy. It doesn't have to be a person, but I do really feel like it is a person. Spirit, is there anything that we might struggle with in August? Is there anything that we might struggle with in August? Let's pull tarot for this one. The Devil card. Okay, now let's pull the Lenormand. I want to clarify that. Spirit, what can you tell me about the devil? Illusions, of course, okay? Something might not be the way that you thought it to be. We're getting the tree, which is health and growth. So this could have to do with your body, with your physical health. Yeah, I mean, it never hurts to go to the doctor and get a checkup, right? It never hurts to go run some tests and make sure that you're healthy. So I feel like that could be something that maybe some of you go through, like a little bit of a scare, a health scare this month. Or maybe you're just not feeling, you know, when you can just sense something is not up. If you get that message, if you get that intuitive feeling this month, do not hesitate to go, you know, seek professional help, okay? Anything else? Spirits. Is this also spiritual? Because I feel like it could be. You're getting the dog, which represents loyalty, friendship, and companionship. And cauldron, which is change, okay? Change, alchemy, creation. And these are things that you could struggle with this month. So loyalty, friendship, and companionship. Again, I feel like Spirit is saying don't repeat the same cycles that you have been repeating in the past. Specifically with new people or new energies that come into your life, okay? Not everyone is out to get you, my loves. And I feel like this devil card kind of represents like those fears that you have, that you attach to people or new people that come into your life. You automatically think that they're, you know, judging you or they came in with some sort of intention. And I feel like that's something that you might struggle with. But remember, that's an illusion. It's an illusion from your fears, okay? Possibly could even come all the way from your childhood, okay? So maybe do some inner work, do some shadow work, maybe talk to your inner child, try to see what's up and try to, you know, comfort them, tell them, hey, this person is safe, okay? This person is safe for us. Yeah, and then the cauldron came up. You might struggle with these changes. You might struggle to adapt to your new environment because, again, I do feel like a lot of you are going to be in a new environment in the month of August. New job, whatever it is. Even new person, that's a new environment too, right? Within itself. So, yeah, I mean, pretty normal. You know, changes are difficult. We all have to adjust to changes. It could be easy, it could be hard, but it's never going to be fully easy, right? It's not going to be just like smooth flowing all the time, at least. There are going to be a few bumps in the road, so just keep that in mind. I feel like, again, the most important thing is that you take care of your body, okay? It is the first thing that came up with your conflicts of this month. Make sure you're taking care of your body. You're getting rest, you're eating good, you're drinking water, and you're getting, you know, enough sleep. Emphasis on the sleep, okay? Yeah, let's see. Can we get some advice for the collective for the month of August? Spirit, advice. So your advice is coming up as Temperance, which is very beautiful, and the Seven of Wands, okay? So not only are we pouring into ourselves and allowing ourselves to fully feel our emotions and really embody them, we're also setting boundaries. We're also, and not just with other people, with ourselves as well, okay? Sometimes you have to set boundaries with yourself, even more so than with other people, all right? Yeah, just listen to that, okay? Sometimes we gotta be strict with ourselves, but at the same time, I want you to make sure that you are allowing yourself to feel your emotions, whether they're positive or negative, okay? There's a beautiful balance in every emotion. Try to find that balance, okay? Whether you're really happy, whether you're really sad. And I'm not saying like if you're happy, trying to find the sadness in that happiness, no. But you know what I mean? Just try to balance your emotions and feel them in healthy ways, especially the negative ones, okay? There's also going to be a lot of self-soothing this month that is going to be very important that you do, okay? This could be in the form of self-care, taking a spiritual bath, could be talking to yourself nicely in the mirror, you know, self-love affirmations. Yeah, my loves, affirmations, very important. That's going to be very helpful for you this month, okay? Because I feel like, again, a lot of you could be struggling with new energies coming into your life. So you're not going to be fully like dependent on them to soothe you or to help you soothe. So you're gonna have to resort to self-soothing this month, okay? Nothing wrong about that. Just make sure you're doing it in healthy ways, okay? Yeah, and make sure that you have the energy for that and that you're cleansing and recharging after that as well. Let's get one more card for advice. And you're getting the whip, okay, which is conflict. Conflict, tension, arguments as advice. So again, this goes hand in hand with that. If there are situations this month in which you feel like there's tension or there's something that's not adding up or something is stressing you out, make sure that you resort to self-soothing. Make sure that you resort to looking within, okay? I feel like this is also kind of representing shadow work for a lot of you. Make sure you're doing shadow work this month, my loves, and like really doing it, you know what I mean? Like really diving into it and feeling that energy and really talking to yourself, okay? Talk to your past self and talk to your future self as well. That's very important. Something is also coming up about writing things down. Maybe if you write down letters for yourself in the future or write a letter to your past. I don't know. There's something about your inner child that keeps coming up. I think your inner child is like kind of begging to be seen right now. And you might ask, like, how is that going to help me with financial problems? Or like, how is that going to help me with conflicts or like arguments that I have with people? Trust me, it will. It's going to give you a much deeper perspective or a much deeper look into the perspective, okay? From all sides, okay? I hope that made sense. I really hope you know what I meant by that. But yeah, my loves, it's gonna give you a lot of wisdom, a lot of insight. So yeah, shadow work, talking to your inner child, very important that you self-soothe and take care of your body as well this month. Spirit, can we get one more message for the month of August? What is the ultimate outcome of August for the collective? The ultimate outcome of August is the 8 of Wands. You finally feel prepared enough to go. You finally feel like, okay, this is the green light. Something about the end of August is very important for your new journey. I don't feel like a lot of you are necessarily starting this new journey in August. You are changing things. You are changing like your environment and your routine, but something about the energy doesn't really start going until the end of August, and you will know what I mean once you get there. But I feel like that's gonna be your green light. That's where you're gonna feel finally like your roots have been properly established into the ground, and now you can start growing leaves. You know what I mean? And it's such a beautiful energy. A lot of things are gonna be moving. I feel like September is gonna be a big month for you guys, I will say. And then you're getting the Fox from the Lenormand deck, which is cunning, deception, and lies. I think a lot of you are going to be realizing a lot about yourself at the end of August as well. The moment that this energy starts moving, I think there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up from your shadow. And again, which is why it's important for you to do shadow work in the month of August. Maybe even the end of August when this energy starts rising itself up. You might want to dig deep and try to like weed out the things that you don't want to bring with you into September. Sorry, collective, I got interrupted for a bit. Where were we? Yeah, there's a lot of deception, a lot of things about your shadow that are going to be coming out at the end of the month of August, okay? I feel like a lot of you are going to be catching yourself in lies too. Lies that you specifically tell yourself. You're going to be like, hold on. Why am I thinking that way about myself? Or why am I telling myself that? That's not true. And I feel like it comes from your shadow, which is why it's important, again, that you do shadow work this month. But yeah, my loves, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Actually, let's pull an oracle card. This is going to be an energy that is going to help you in the month of August. Help you get through whatever it is that you're going to be getting through. This is an energy that your spirit guides want you to focus on the month of August. Let's see what comes up for you, my loves. Okay. And you are getting freedom, the number 50 as confirmation for some of you. Yeah, freedom. Like I said in the beginning, I think a lot of you are possibly walking away from something or someone, but there's a lot of financial freedom here. Remember what we said in the beginning of the reading where like there's something like a new business that you could be starting or just a new chapter of your life that is going to bring you a lot of freedom, whether that be emotional, financial, spiritual, all of the above. There's something about your energy where, again, like your inner child feels like it can finally come out to play, finally come out and be seen and feel safe. There's something here about like safety coming up. You're gonna be feeling safe this month. Yeah, I love that for you, my loves. I love that energy for you. I think for a very long time you've been feeling kind of trapped, and so that energy is really beautiful that is coming up in the month of August. So try to really focus on the energy of freedom as well. Maybe journal about it. Journal about what freedom means to you, okay? Because we all have a different definition of what freedom looks like or feels like. So maybe try to connect with yourself, with your higher self, or with your inner child. Try to ask your inner child, what does freedom mean to you? And I feel like that could really help, okay? That's all I'm gonna say about that. I love you so much, collective. I hope August is a beautiful month for you, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're gonna end up. Yeah, and I love you so much. Thank you for sticking around with me. I'll see you on the next reading. Goodbye.